It is time for Selfie Guesser Part 3, otherwise known as Guessing Subscribers' Ethnicities Part 3 and their associates. I've got all the answers for the last one, and I've got 10 more pictures. I'm going to do 11. There's 11 people sent in, so I'm just going to I'm going to do 11 again instead of 10, because why not? But yeah. First, I will do the answers. Before that, I just want to say thank you to everyone who sent things in. I appreciate everyone who contributed to this. I didn't say thank you at all in the last one, so I just want to say thanks to everyone who's sending in pictures. Shout out to you. Okay, so now let's get into the answers for the last episode. And so this was person one. I guessed British, and he's fully Irish. And I also guessed his age, and I guessed a lot older. I think I maybe misinterpreted the light shining on your hair as gray hair and guessed he's 24, I guess 30s. So my bad for that. Um Person number 2 was probably the most difficult. I guessed Turkish, and he's from southern Poland. So my bad. I did say that part of my reasoning for guessing Turkish, though, was because my impression was that the person who sent this pic is from Germany, and I just know there's a lot of Turks in Germany. So that was part of my reasoning. Um, Person 3 got two picks here. Uh, he said no one ever guesses his ethnicity right, and yeah, I guessed. At first, I did say he looked part Greek, which is kind of close to what he is, but then I guessed Danish, and yeah, he's apparently a Syrian Christian. So yeah, I mean, it's not a surprise that no one guesses that. You not only look European, but Northern European even. So that's interesting though. I'm assuming you have some Indo-European background. I mean, that's my impression of how blonde hair is spread, and they did spread all the way down into Egypt even. But yeah, that's interesting because you fully look European. Um, Person 4 is apparently native Mexican. Sorry, let me keep up with these. I got the answers on my phone, so I'm not switching on my computer. He's native Mexican, so the Asian guess was wrong. And then this person is Dutch and Irish. So I think I guessed German and Irish British, not too far off. I feel like I can count that as basically correct. Although I was wrong about this guy. Person 6, um, I did say that she could be Polish. I went with my initial gut reaction, which for some reason was part Italian. That was wrong. Uh, she is Swedish, Baltic, and Polish. And I did mention kind of northeastern European. I'm glad I got that in before I made my incorrect guess. Then this guy, I guess Polish, and says mainly Polish, English, a small amount of German. And yeah, that is what you look like. Um, the next guy, I was way off for this guy. I mean, not way off. He says apparently this guy is French and Austrian slash Lithuanian. French, I guess, is Mediterranean. I mean, it's pretty clear what happened there. You have quite dark hair, dark eyebrows. I figured you were Mediterranean. French is also partially Mediterranean. But yeah, it was. I think the background also threw me off. Not much to say. I was wrong about that one. This guy is Norwegian. I guess Scottish. I'm not too unhappy with my guess. Scotland's kind of close to Norway, especially they got those islands going on. Shetland Islands. They're getting pretty close to Norway. But yeah, I did think you looked a bit Germanic, um, maybe a bit more Germanic than the average Brit. That obviously makes sense for what you are. And then this guy, I guess Greek, and he is Greek. And same with this woman, I guess Greek, and she is Greek. And it is now time to get into the new set of selfies. So we got this guy with two pics, and he said there's a 0% chance that I guess him, which that's a bit of a clue, right? So I think he looks like he could be Indian, for example, or but if he was just Indian, then it wouldn't be a 0% chance. So, telling me that is a bit of a hint. Um, he's in this picture. Obviously, he's in a bar and with Carling. Like I'm pretty sure that's British beer, and that's another hint, right? Like if he had background from like a Muslim country, if he was Muslim, he probably wouldn't be in a bar like that. So that is another hint. So my guess would be I do think you look at least partially Indian. You could be mixed, maybe. Like maybe you're British, like maybe half British, half Indian or Pakistani or North African or something like that. But yeah, considering you're saying there's a 0% chance you could be like Guyanese or maybe even like South African with Indian background. Based on you thinking I'm not gonna get it, I'm gonna guess you're from Mauritius. That's gonna be my guess. I've known like one person from Mauritius. You don't look too far off what they look like. I'm gonna guess Mauritius. I mean, it's an outlandish guess, but you said there's a 0% chance, so it kind of lines up for me. So that's gonna be my guess for you. For you, for this guy, I'm going to guess. For some reason, like my gut reaction was to guess Swedish. So I don't know. I don't know. I can't exactly explain why, but I'm just gonna stick with that. I think you're Swedish. That's gonna be my guess for you. Now, this guy said that he is heavily mixed, so he'd be incredibly surprised if I got his ethnicity. When I first saw this guy, my I did get a little bit of I feel like a fucking idiot using the word vibes, but I don't know what else to say. I got a bit of Polynesian vibes when I first saw this guy. Now, I don't know if that's because he's actually got some Polynesian background or if like Polynesians kind of look a little bit like Asians mixed with white people, but they're a little bit darker. That's kind of what Polynesians look like. So he might not have any Polynesian, but there just might be a similar phenomenon of like a little bit of Asiatic mixture with Polynesians and what this guy is. I did also like I'm gonna be honest about my thought process. I saw this guy mentioning that he's an Orthodox Christian, like a recent convert to Orthodox Christianity, which does make me think maybe he's more Russian, maybe he's like part Kazakh or something. So I think that's probably the more rational guess, something like that. But just based on my immediate intuition when I saw this guy, I'm just gonna guess that maybe he's like Australian or from New Zealand and that he's part Polynesian, part Asian, like Chinese, and then part white. I guess in terms of what type of white, I guess I would guess Russian because, or maybe like, I don't know, Greek or some Orthodox Christian background. That's gonna be my guess. Um, Next person, this guy also, um, basically said he was mixed. He asked if he had to say he was mixed if he was mixed, which basically heavily implied he was mixed. So I'm gonna guess that you are a mix of like Northwestern European, like British, Irish, German, and Middle Eastern. That will be my guess for you. Next, two people, I guess. It's quite a blurry picture. It's shout out to Bo Jiden. I think is what you go by. For enhancing it a little bit. Not sure how accurate the enhanced picture is, but yeah, I don't know if you guys are from like ethnically from the same place, like if you're American and like have two separate backgrounds. Like I don't have any further context really for this for these two people. So I'm not sure what to guess. I would say the guy on the right looks obviously more Southern European. I would say he looks kind of like Greek, Macedonian, something around that. And then the guy on the left, less so, like he's paler, obviously. It could be more Northern European, but still, I feel like he looks like, I feel like these guys look like they could be like Macedonian or something. Um, Another place that I feel like you could see these two phenotypes in the same country would be France. I think these guys could be French, possibly. Um, you do see people who look like both these guys among the French population. That was my original guess was going to be France. It's probably wrong though. I think I'm going to have to go for Macedonia for you guys, even though that's kind of like a fringe guess. Like it's a pretty small country. That's going to be my guess, Macedonia. Um, Next guy, actually, I forgot to number like say person one, person two. Forgot to do that this round. But this guy, uh, I think you're Indian. Like my guess is pretty straightforward. I think this guy is Indian. Next person said he's mixed. I don't remember the exact wording. I'm not gonna like start looking for it while I'm recording the video, but I think my impression was that he's half and half. So mixed with two populations. I think he looks Macedonian, something like that, but also um bit blonde hair, which I'm not like you could see that in Macedonians as well, but and also his name, I don't know if it's his actual like surname or anything, but it had ski on the end. And I mean, so I do also think you look Macedonian. So what I'm gonna guess you're half Macedonian, and then I'm just gonna guess the other half is Polish. That should like based on the ski, that should cover at least one of your ethnicities, I'm hoping. But also you do look like that could be your full background because your hair is like a bit blonde. I'm gonna guess Polish and Macedonian. Now this next guy, he said there's a few different like hints. Like I think I've thought about what this guy might be the most out of any of these. Like because it's kind of there's a few hints. He said he was a subscriber for a long time, and then that coupled with the background looks very. It looks like he's from a very cold place, and it's also rocky. And I'm wondering where could that be? It looks to me like Canada. Like I feel like he might be from Canada, uh, because of the background, but also because I'm pretty sure YouTube kind of recommends. I've noticed when I see random things show up on my YouTube feed that a lot of the time it's Canadians. And I get the impression they're recommending Canadian channels to Canadians. So maybe if this guy's a long time viewer, it's because he's Canadian and that's why he was recommended my channel. But yeah, I don't know. If I'm just judging on the face, I would say I would guess Eastern European and for some reason I want to say like Lithuanian. For some reason Lithuanian is like what my like I don't know. Lithuanian is my is just coming into my head for some reason. Um, but if I was gonna make, I don't know. I don't know where the background is. The background, like, where could that be? I thought about where that background could be. To me, it looks like Canada, like maybe Eastern Canada in the Maritime provinces. Maybe Quebec too, like a bit more northern Quebec. And then this guy could be French, but and then where else could this be? It could be like Norway or something. I don't know where this is. Maybe Russia. I guess Russia's a very big country. If I was gonna play the safe guess, I would just guess Russian because I think you do look Eastern European, and Russia's the broadest, most populated part of Eastern Europe. So that would be the safe guess. I think yeah, that should be my guess. I'm gonna go for Lithuania though. For some reason, that's what I'm like. I just have like that thought in my head, so I'm gonna go with that obscure guess. I'll go for Lithuania. Next person. To me, I would say you look like you're a German American, uh, like probably mixed with a bit of like British and Irish background too. Yeah, that's what I would guess for you. German. Yeah, I would for specifically for some reason, my impression is that you look German American with maybe a bit of British Irish mixed in, and maybe more Scandinavian mixed in as well. That will be my guess for you. And then the last person, there's three images of. So there's this one, and this one. And definitely think you look Eastern European. Where exactly um, is obviously harder to pinpoint. Um, you do have dark eyes, dark hair, which makes me think maybe I should not necessarily go super northern, but I don't know. I feel like the safe guess would be Russian. And yeah, I don't know. I think yeah, my guess for you is going to be Russian. And that's going to be all my guesses for this round of Ethno Guesser. I guess I'll go over and number the people. So this is person 1, person 2, person 3, person 4, person 5, person 6, person 7, person 8, person 9, person 10, person 11. Yeah, 11 people. I figured like I was considering only using the 10, but why not just include everyone in this? So yeah, hopefully this series continues. Again, thank you to everyone who sent in pictures and who's partaken in this. Hopefully the series continues, and that's what I'm planning on doing. I'm planning on revealing the answers on the next episode once we get 10 more pictures, and yeah, and then hopefully that happens and we have a next round. Feel free to like again comment your guesses as well if you want on like the in the comments or whatever. But yeah, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be my guesses for this round.